Yes. I was like, I have to do that.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that's how we'll see the difference.
I'm just gonna like send you back an emoji with the finger if you ask me how's that food going. Totally. It's gonna be well, yeah, like I knew I wanted to come. Yeah, I haven't sat in my room in my
You alright, Martin? How you doing, mate?
What's going on, people? Here we go again, once again. It's a red carpet style and what we choose. Starbucks, media premiere. How we doing, people? Make some noise!
Keep you off the red carpet as much as possible.
For a long time, and you're not going to give these books away too. But I'm only going to come over to you if you're making loads of noise. Yo! Red carpet time! How we doing, people? Come on! But you've now befriended her, right? Okay. So, yeah, I know you are. I know. I went to Hull University. Yeah. People are very nice to me. London, because they're a bit dry over there. They don't even know I'm talking about them. You guys over there! I'm over here because these guys are a bit lively. Are you guys lively?
I like it. Where am I going? I'm right next
How
to
you
you.
doing?
Hey, dude.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Is that okay for you? Good. Brilliant. I was going to say welcome to London, but it seems you swapped hot and steamy for cold and dreary.
No, but actually I thought it was going to be raining or snowing or something. It feels pretty good. But anything for London. I suffer the weather anytime.
But good to be here with all the fans out.
Yeah, it's extremely good, and there's a lot of them, which is really good. And we've been to a couple of different cities, but I have a certain soft spot for London, so it feels great.
Now this has got a Valentine's Day release schedule. Is this a good movie for people who are out on a first date?
Well, I would say if it's their first date and they have a second date, they're going to have a really interesting relationship. But I think only for the brave at heart would risk something like that.
Now what for you was kind of one of the most challenging scenes to shoot while you're making, because you've done the 2 movies.
Right, yeah.
What was the most challenging over that shoot?
Well, for me, what's most challenging is stuff that doesn't involve the actors, oddly enough. In Free, there's a big car chase, and there's different, stunts and stuff, and that stuff really bores me. So when the actors aren't around, that's difficult, because the actors give me so much energy and kind of engagement, and a car driving by doesn't do the same thing.
Now that shootings are wrapped up, did you take any props from the film?
I did, but I can't tell you because Universal will try to get it back. No, I did take one prop, which I'll reveal after Free comes out.
Now, obviously, the reviews came out today.
Yeah.
They're not very positive. I mean, how does that affect you?
Not at all. I knew from the very minute I signed on that the knives would be out. So it's very much as predicted, and I appreciate the good ones who see it as more fun than a fantasy, and not to be taken too seriously.
And joining the film, kind of in the series, in the second film, E.L. James has got quite a lot of control and involvement in this. How is it working with her?
It was great. It was ideal. I made a point of coming over here actually to hang with her for a while before I signed on, and we just hit it off personally. She's got a great sense of humor. We share the same politics, and we just became pals. And as a result, during the shooting, of which she was a producer, so she was around, she would come up once in a while and whisper something in my ear about what happened in the book in that scene, and sometimes I would use her, sometimes I didn't, but she was very cool with that. She understood that the movie was a different prospect.
And just quickly, what are you most proud of with this film?
I'm most proud of the chemistry between Dakota and Jamie. I think they got maligned a little bit in the first movie, but I think in this movie, because their personal relationship has evolved so much, and Jamie's cracks Dakota up all the time. So that is a really good basis for a relationship if you can laugh at the same things.
Is he making jokes when they finish the take?
Oh yeah, in the middle of a take sometimes, which I welcomed.
Well, thanks very much.
Okay, man, thanks. Okay.
Hello, I am Pedro, this for Reuters. How are you?
Great, thanks.
Thanks for talking to us. We inherited this movie from
Taylor Johnson.
as a British director. It's always difficult to inherit a movie like a sequel. So did you talk to her? Did you have any conversation with her? How to take this movie? How to do it?
Yeah. We didn't have a conversation about that, but ironically, she lives around the corner from me in LA. So I went over to visit her, just to ask her about her experience and from her point of view. And that was helpful. We didn't talk about stylistically anything like that. I didn't feel a responsibility to repeat that. I only felt the responsibility to include that, what happened in the first movie is the backstory of the characters, but anything other than that, I felt free to do whatever.
You just feel comfortable in some directing some scenes with this movie.
And you're like, oh great, then more money, that's fantastic. And then, so whenever you go, how did you feel? It's like, I felt right doing it fun. Daily Rate, she basically creates music. It just goes on, like romantic comedy sounds.
good, thank you. How are you?
Not too bad. I was going to say, well, because I'm the man, it's, you know, in still with the Golden Jury.
Yes, definitely. We will heat everyone up in the cinema though, so don't worry.
But it must be great to be here with all the fans.
Absolutely, it's always great, and it's always such an impressive turnout. Everyone here, it's just great. So,
well, this has got a Valentine's Day for the release date. Is this a good date movie for first-time Valentine's Day daters?
I think it will give them a lot to discuss. So why not?
Now, what's new this time round? What's changed?
What's changed? We have our couple heading in the same direction, finally. But there are elements of Christian's past coming to haunt them. So that's what's changed. There's a real thriller element, but it's also funny, it's sexy, and both Dakota and Jamie have done a fabulous job on this.
And now that both films have finished shooting, we put everything in Star coming up. And now that both films have finished shooting, one's up for a few, so slightly
relief. I'm hugely relieved, and I'm very much looking forward to see what Foley does with the next one. I'm delighted with what he's done with this film, and I'm really very interested in seeing what he's doing with the next one.
And just quickly, the reviews came out today. They're not that great. Does that affect you?
The only people that I'm interested in pleasing are these people here, and I think they'll be delighted. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Hi. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Aren't you cold?
Yes, I'm very cold, yes.
You are very involved with the film. Why is that so important to you, to be on the set?
Because I've worked in television all my life, and everyone who works in television would like to be working in movies, right guys? Yes. So I saw an opportunity and I seized it.
There were few criticisms in the first movie because it was not as racier as the book. Is this one more racier?
I think that's an entirely subjective thing. Maybe for some, maybe not for others. It's the audience can make up their mind about that. I like it, so I'll just say that. It does have darker elements. We have people trying to split up our couple. We learn about why Christian is the way he is. So yes, it's darker.
And some people say that the movie could be a bit romantic at some point.
Oh, of course. It's a very passionate love story. So I'm glad to see it translate that way onto the screen.
Was it your decision to be more romantic, not as racy?
The books are romantic. The books are romantic. And the books aren't that racy. Really. Yes. You know, they're really not. So.
All right, okay.
Okay, thank you.
You do a different way around this time, yeah?
Well, it is hugely exciting that we've got this. This is such a popular series, and the books are. What are your expectations for the film?
I just hope fans of the book are satisfied, and there's an awful lot of them. So,
I think most of the time it's hard for us to just get through a scene without laughing. Any scene, really.
Is he funny sort of during the scene?
Yeah, all the time. He's funny all the time. He's just the best.
Well, when things came up today, how can you negative? Does that affect you? Does that come into your mind when you're doing these things?
You know, I didn't expect that there would be a world in which the critics would be very nice about the film, and we didn't really make it for the critics, and I'm fine with it. I don't blame them.
Just quickly, what are you most excited about for tonight?
I'm excited for the fans to see a film that I hope they love, and I'm excited to be in London. I love London, and I'm excited to go inside. A quick jacket change.
Are you better now?
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you something. How is to go back to the Rugby?
It was pretty bizarre. It was a place that I sort of, there was a part of me that I wished I would never see it again, but I knew that I would. And this time there was a different approach, and it was a bit more, it was less scary because we had been there before, and we mostly just tried to make fun of it.
Did you feel more comfortable naked in the three naked scenes this time?
No.
Never.
But I did it.
But you did it.
I did.
Is this movie really darker? Is it racier than the first one?
I think there are elements that are darker and racier, yeah. And I think that the sex scenes are a bit more intimate, which sort of is congruent with how more intimate the relationship is. And yeah.
Just last question. The director is different this time. I think that it was. So was it the dynamics were really different in your opinion with a different director?
Yes, they were. The first time around, there was a lot of pressure because we really wanted to get it right, and then this time, it's always. I mean, it's like working on a new film with a new director. It's a different approach and a different method of working, but we all made it work really well, and we got along really well, and it was. Yeah, I mean, it's of course different because it's different people.
It feels mad, it feels good, it feels cold, and I think, I know it's a very particular type of interest in these movies, you know, and the fans are very particularly up for it, you know, and you feed off that a bit, it's lovely, you know.
Tell us a little bit about where we find Christian and Heather in the film.
Well, I think we pick up, the second movie picks up like only 4 or 5 days after the first one ends. He's done a lot of thinking in that 4 or 5 days, and he just knows that he needs to have her in his life started, and it's not going to get a certain stamp on it, and then he's going to come in and put your own stamp on it, but also respect what's been done before. He did it seamlessly for my money, so yeah, he was great.
There's a lot of fans here. Why should they be excited?
I think if you like the first one, you'll really know this one, you know. I think we give the fans more, you know, it's sexier, I think it's a faster pace. There's other characters who are introduced that really like rough things up. I just like it. I'm alright. She's Americans, man. They struggle. I'm alright.
How's it feel to be here and do the fans?
I've been little bit crazy, and but it's exciting, you know. These fans really care about this project and these characters, and it's very much made for them, I think. So yeah, it's nice to see them all sort of collected and crazy together.
This is sort of Valentine's Day scheduled release. Is this a good movie for people out on the first?
Yeah, why not? Fuck it, like, you know, you'll definitely find out a lot about the person you're going to date with by the way they react to this film, I think. So yeah, why not? First date, second date, last date, just go and see it. Yeah. No. I know there's loads of props, but very well behaved. I don't want to get in trouble with anyone. I don't really do that. I think I stole some like trainers or something. I like tracksuit bottoms, like the most boring stuff available to steal. You know, I've got kids, man. I don't want to leave any of that red room stuff lying around the house. No way.
Dakota, when she was saying that she was finding it difficult, she kept cracking up during scenes.
I'm a very funny person. That's not fair, come on. No, we just, you know, we have a shorthand with each other and an understanding of each other, and we know how to make each other laugh very quickly, so we just laugh. And, you know, you can imagine some of the sex scenes and stuff, there's a lot of opportunity to make jokes a lot of times, so we go for that.
Just quickly, the reviews have come out, they're not very good. I mean, does that affect you?
I haven't read reviews. I read one review in Variety, which actually was much better than the last review they wrote, so I don't really care, but that's it. So, bye, man. Thanks.
So great to see everyone who's turned out here.
That you had a kink advisor.
Yes.
Did you have a kink advisor this time as well?
No. We had a better idea of how a lot of the sort of apparatus worked by this stage, and we sort of felt that with what we'd learnt on the first one, and just through the props guys and the crew, we could get through and we could understand how everything sort of works.
Here, I've no idea.
Go back to the red
kind of peculiar because it's been quite a long time, you know, from finishing the first and starting the second, you know. And we did all the Red Room stuff in the first movie in the final week, so it was all quite intense, you know. So to go back was kind of, it was sort of daunting for the first like 20 minutes, and then, you know, it was great.
You promised also in the past that this one,
especially where I started off as a chapter at a time.
Would be what? Wider?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Racier.
Racier? I think it is that, yeah. I think it is it. Yeah, I think it's...
I didn't know where it was going to go.
I think it has to be. If you're making a sequel, you've got to make advancements on what you did in the first one, and there's more sex in it, and it's sexier, it moves at a faster pace, and yeah, I think it is, yeah.
Last question. You have a daughter now.
I have two daughters. Yep.
Where it goes for anyone that's going to be seeing it.
Probably never. They're probably not going to want to watch it. Why would you want to watch your dad like that?
Lead players on the same page.